Hi, folks. My name is Graham Coulson, and primarily I'm a Cub Scout leader. In terms of UK Scouting, then I'm a member of the National Inclusion Team and some other little things in the European region around Dialogue for Peace. And this is my 60-second Scouter.
3, 2, 1.
What got you started in scouting?
I'll be perfectly open with everybody. My parents decided they would go their separate ways when I was 15, 16. My sisters were zoomed off to another country. I was left with a relative, and I kind of got stuck in a rut. I never went out or anything. And somebody says, why don't you come along and try and help us at Scouts? So that's what I did. And I never looked back because somebody took the time with me at a difficult time in my life. And I think there'll be lots of people in this great movement of ours who might be in similar positions, and people who have been scouts in the past have passed on their knowledge and their strengths. And I was really excited about it when they asked me to go along, and never looked back.
What is your favourite hobby?
My favourite hobby might be, it's cooking. That would, but above that, I would guess youth work would be my favourite hobby. Otherwise, I wouldn't do what I'm doing.
What is one word to describe you?
Bonkers would be I think a lot of people might say I am.
What is your best adventure in scouting?
The best one, I think, was the very first time that I was involved in taking young people away on we used to call it pack holiday in those days. That shows you how old I am. And that was best memories was of the Cub Scouts being away from home, and when they unpacked their bags in the place that we were at, out came enough sweeties to stock the local supermarket, along with the teddy or the whatever cuddly toy for nighttime. And that was one of the, I tell you what it was, Mike, with that as well, was it was both humbling and reassuring that that they would do that, because I always feel that you know, the cuddly toy thing, people make a joke about it, but sometimes the cuddly toy thing for me is a security thing, because you can share all the great times that you've had during the day or the week or whatever, and you can talk to the cuddly toy with all the things that are bothering you, and you get no judgment, you know. So I think with young people, that's a really good way to talk about spirituality as well, is that it's all around you and it's non-judgmental. That people are there to listen and they don't judge you. So that was it. And of course, it was indeed the icing on the cake was the fact that you got no sleep.
How did you get involved with Dialogue for Peace?
For people that know me, Mike, I usually do what I'm told. I will have an opinion, and I'm a great believer in as long as you're allowed to express your opinion. If it's not accepted, that's okay, because you've had an opportunity to say. So I saw this advert on one of the European Scout region circulars saying Dialogue for Peace training in Madrid. And I thought, it was Dialogue for Peace and intercultural, through intercultural and interreligious stuff. So I know stuff's not a really good word, but you know what I mean. So I looked at it and I thought, I would very much like to do that. And then I read all the profile. We are looking for participants between the ages of 18 and 35. And I thought, oh, well, that's me bombed out the window there then. However, long story short, lovely staff support member called Jenny, who supported inclusion in the offices. Leave that with me. And Jenny got in touch with the European region, and both myself and a lovely lady called Ruth Potts. The two of us headed off to do that training, and that's how I got involved with that. And I thought that was the end of it. But then we were asked to go to support another meeting. I think this time it was in Vienna, and then asked, and that's when they said, "Would you like to become a trainer?" I'd very much like to become a trainer, but at this moment in time, I don't have the time to do it because there was too many other things, Mike.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to do that. And there's a colleague, an Austrian colleague of mine, who's a lovely man called Roland, who looks after training in Austria. And they asked the both of us together. And then they said, "We knew you were going to answer like that." And then you think, well, why did you ask us? However, would you be willing to be part of a consultant team? So that's how we got involved with the Dialogue for Peace stuff.
What is this is going to be her best achievement in life?
I hope for me personally that it's that I've got a good ear and that I'm non-judgmental. I think that's the best thing for me when I think about it. When I was younger, I could be very judgmental and say, that's terrible. This is shocking. Who's doing that? Well, what do you think about that? And then you have to think, actually, you haven't got all the information in front of you. So I think the best achievement would be that I hope that I continue to be very non-judgmental.
What does peace mean to you?
Peace to me is about a dialogue. It's about respect. It's about respect of yourself. It's about respect of other people, and it's and in all of that, the peace is about living together and being tolerant of people who will be different to yourself. And hey, accepted, that's okay, because it would be terrible if everybody was exactly the same. Terrible, yeah. If everybody was exactly the same, it would just be as well being robots. I mean, I think the peace stuff and being tolerant of people makes for a better world. I'm not saying it's easy, but and I don't think it ever will be. Even when I'm long gone, I think there'll still be conflict. But for me, that's what peace is all about.
How do you look after your mental health?
I have a go-to person, a person who will listen, and again is non-judgmental, but is there, and just will listen to you and sort of not tell you what to do, but will just listen. And I think I would be a great advocate of that for everybody. I try to say to people in sort of national scouting as well, don't take everything personally, but you sometimes just need that opportunity to pick up the phone and say, "God, this has been a rubbish week," and offload. And there are many people who do that, Mike, and I'm very lucky to have the person that I have. Good.
What's your best scouting memory?
Best scouting memory? Oh, there's loads, and it would be hard to pick out one, but one that I will sort of it sounds a bit gross, this, but bear with me. Was on a 2-week summer camp in the Channel Islands. It was a group camp. It was Scouts and Explorer Scouts, and we finished the day with a campfire. The Scouts were off to bed, and it was just left with the Explorer Scouts sitting round the fire with a guitar. And this is the gross bit. This is one of the interesting things about life. One of the guys that we had, Danny, is a lovely scout, and gone on to do amazing things with his life. But in the middle of this beautiful setting, as the sun had gone down around the fire, just chatting about life in general, he decides to cut his toenails in front of everybody. So I'll never forget that, you know. And all the other scouts, explorers were looking. Oh, well, that's just Danny, you know. So that was one among many memories, Mike.
How can a scout promote peace?
Two key things for me is, one is to have an understanding. And the second part is, if you don't have that understanding, find out and don't be afraid of what you don't know. And that's two key things. If you don't know something, don't be afraid of it. Ask the question. And in that way, you get a better understanding. Example, I have a friend who's been blind since birth. He was an adopted scouter in our group, lives in Edinburgh. Amazing man, gets around parts of Edinburgh with his guide dog, etc., etc. Came to summer camp, and it was I looked after him. He shared the tent with me so that he, you know, but anytime he needed anything, it was like, Graham, and totally open. I was starting to get a bit frustrated with this, and I thought, oh, but that's not right. So, you know, I sat down with Jim and said, you know, what is it like? What has it been like for you? What's your life journey been like? And then I wasn't afraid to be, because you're with a blind person, you're always conscious that, oh, what's that, you know, and be over that. But when I found out what it was like for him, it was really me that was in the wrong, getting uptight about being asked to do stuff. So that, yeah, find out about if something's you're not sure about, and don't be afraid of it.
Best place you've visited?
Yeah, loads of places, but one that sticks in my mind was when I used to work. My first job I had when I left school was was at Galashiels Academy, which is about 6 miles away from here, as a science lab technician. And in the Scottish borders, it's either rugby or hockey. That's the thing in the schools. A lot better now, I have to say. But we had a ski club in the school, and I got involved with that. And the first trip I went on to was a place called Meyerhofen in Austria. And Mike, it was just wonderful, because you got up in the morning and think, oh, how are we going to ski? Because in the village it was all grey and dark and that. And then you got the cable car and it went up through the clouds into the mountains and brilliant sunshine. And that for me always sticks in my mind, because it's just beautiful and peaceful, and great place to reflect on lots of things.
What is your favourite food now?
I like to try anything, really. But this will probably gross a lot of people out. One of my favourite foods is liver. What
does scouting mean to you?
Scouting means to me that there's an opportunity in my life to hopefully help young people make a difference in the future, help them to see what's in their local community, what's in their national, international communities. And scouting, I think, because of most of the individuals that are involved in it, Mike, has got and is using the power to make change and help create a better world for everybody.